Hello, dutiful subscribers. Welcome back to my channel. Happy Thanksgiving. In today's vlog, I'm going to be covering labor unions in the entertainment industry, as well as a job that taught me the specific importance of labor unions in modeling in particular. So first of all, I'm going to cover labor unions in the entertainment industry in general. So for acting, the labor union is the Screen Actors Guild. And in this labor union, there are a lot of protections like a minimum wage and insurance of labor standards, especially during a pandemic. I think this is particularly important because obviously sets need to be COVID compliant. However, there are fees to be a part of SAG, and if you are a part of SAG, you might even get turned away from certain jobs. So sometimes sets require a certain number of SAG actors so that they're ensuring their inclusion. But in general, there are just some pros and cons to weigh when you're thinking about being a part of SAG. However, when it comes to modeling, there isn't a central labor union. Models can be a part of SAG if they get 3 vouchers from being a part of different large productions that are acting related. But for modeling in general, there is not a labor union like there is for acting with SAG. I think that this is because a lot of people assume that modeling agencies are going to protect models. And also I think modeling involves so many one-off jobs that there just isn't this central rule and labor standard that people are meant to comply with. So when it comes to things like unpaid work, I don't mind doing it if it's for a good organization that I want to support. For instance, if they're a specifically sustainable brand, then I'd love to be involved in it. And in today's vlog, I'm going to showcase an opportunity that I accepted thinking that it was unpaid, but it ended up being paid, and as a result, I learned about things like negotiation and why it's so important to do that when you are not a part of a labor union. So the footage that I'm going to show was for a frontline feature highlighting an organization that specifically empowers youth in LA through dance. And I was supposed to be a model within the dance show, and I wanted to be a part of it because I really liked the organization that it was supporting, but I knew that it was going to be unpaid. However, when I got on set, I told another model about how I thought it was weird that it was unpaid because it seemed to be a relatively high budget production once I got on set. And she happened to be friends with the director who was organizing the shoot, and ultimately then they did pay me. And although it was kind of an accident and I didn't intentionally negotiate, I realized at that point that it is important to always negotiate, especially if you're not a part of a labor union, because otherwise you don't have an organization standing up for you and your rights as a worker. You just never know what kind of budget is at stake, and you never know what you can get out of it. So I would always recommend asking about the production budget and seeing if there's any way that they can pay you. And this goes for jobs in other industries as well, because you never know what someone's budget could be and if they could potentially find more value in you and invest in your future. So without further ado, here is my experience at this opportunity. The morning of the shoot, I had a fitting at this really cool space where they were able to style a few different looks for me to wear during the show. It was actually insane how many different designers they had there and how many pieces they had. So this was my very first look. I don't think there was a specific inspiration. The stylist just kind of looked at me and gave me these different pieces. This headpiece reminded me a lot of J.Lo's Met Gala look from a few years ago, and this was the second look. I'm wearing a cap here. And then once I got on set, they had a makeup artist do some pretty bold looks since my looks were pretty high fashion. I wasn't allowed to shoot any of the content for the Frontline special, but I do have some of these BTS clips. So it was a really good day.